Hello everyone and welcome back. In the last one, we finally met all the holosims in the holosim chamber, leaving off with Pierre Tong. So, we're gonna continue where we left off. We also got caught in a bit of a storm, and that's caused a little bit of problems, but I think we'll be okay. I hope. So, this is where we left off last time. Had a pleasant conversation with Pierre. Hopefully we can help him out and give him some closure. Doesn't sound too bad outside. Maybe the storm subsided. Oh wow, that looks pretty terrible. Maybe something did happen after all. Alright. It's a lot of flashing lights. Cerulean! Cerulean! Wake up! I hate to be the bearer of bad news so early, but it appears we have a problem. Is it bad? I'm afraid so. The storm I detected came directly our way, and it's going to affect our efforts. The colony suffered some damage. You probably heard quite a din. Colony A is mostly intact, but it was a close call. I'm afraid you won't be able to set out anywhere today. It's just too dangerous outside, and I need your help here. We need to make sure our equipment is still operational. Please come with me. Wouldn't it be nice if Sam was an actual being, or like a ooh? As you can see, the place is a real mess. You're lucky that your room was unscathed. In any case, I've unlocked the ship hangar. I need you to go in and make sure the ship is okay. We can no longer... Oh, we can enter the mess hall. But just barely, though. Okay, luckily this is still intact. Yeah, it's a mess. You must be the luckiest person on this colony. Well, we have to be. We're the only person on this colony. Alright, let's check our ship. Okay, the hangar doesn't seem too bad. I hope the ship is alright. Alright. The thrusters castings appear to be intact. The booster shell looks undisturbed as well. I don't detect any loose components. Oh. Oh, that's good. The escape ship appears to be okay. That's such a relief. Next, let's make sure the shuttle is still functioning. Let the hangar go south and inspect the shuttle. Or let's leave the hangar and go south and check the shuttle. Yeah, this storm has me all rattled up. I can't read today. That's alright. It's amazing what you can do with gestures. This looks alright. Okay, let's see what we have here. Nothing impacted the shuttle itself, and the bay looks unharmed. Great. Okay, the shuttle is still functional. We can send you out on missions again later. Now, let's just confirm that the holosim chamber hasn't taken any damage. Head to the chamber just outside there, please. I like how Sam is the only one with emotion. Looks pretty good in here. Yep. Well, it's still in standby mode. My own connection suggests no degradation or loss of data. Everything else checks out too. That's a relief. We managed to make it through this quite unscathed. We should be thankful. Still, the storm is still out there and we can't go anywhere today. We might as well head back to your quarters. Alright, we get an unintentional day off. I'll take it. I will definitely take it. After all, we have been working very hard and we need to process a lot. So, an off day would be good for us. Cerulean, are you okay? I have some news for you. You must have been exhausted. You fell asleep and have been here all day. I'm sure you needed it, so I didn't bother you. I completed all my internal system checks. Thankfully, the colony is intact. For now. We should be able to get you out there again tomorrow, but I know today has been a particularly stressful day. And, well, I was hoping to do this another time, but considering today's events, I just couldn't wait. For what? For my surprise, of course. And since you couldn't go out today, what better time? You see, I noticed how much more at ease you've been since getting to spend with the hologram recreations. And to be honest, they also seem to benefit from the interaction you've been having, even though they're merely simulations. So I prepared a special program for you inside the holosim chamber, something purely extracurricular. Thank you. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. You are very welcome, Cerulean. I thought you deserved a little time off. With whom would you like to spend time with the holosim chamber tonight? Well, in this playthrough, when I first played through it, I played through and went with Leslie, so I think I'll do something different and go with Winnie. Okay, I'll talk to Winnie and make sure she's available. I'm sure she's looking forward to it. Well, I mean, what other plans could she be having all this time? Aside from, you know, helping the parts with the ship. Like, did she want to, like, read stuff? I wonder. Maybe she feels tired. I'll have to enter low power mode so you can use the chamber, of course. So I'll speak with you again in the morning. Have fun in there, Cerulean. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of downtime. At least she appreciates that I do have limits, and time off is definitely needed. So this will be a little new for me as well. Isn't it beautiful? This is a recreation of Aurora Borealis from the Northern Hemisphere back home, the Northern Lights. The AI must have found this in one of the holosim relaxation archives. I think it was just one of the programs used to help us adjust to colony life. What do you think of it? Man, I think this is great. This is beautiful. I'm glad you think so. When you're cooped up in the colony, being able to look up at such a wonderful, vast sight really is a treat. The neat thing about the lights is they're just a happy accident. Gas particles from Earth mix and charged particles from the sun, and voila! It's like somebody created the most beautiful painting by spilling something, you know? I think that's what makes this so wonderful. Anyway, I could go on, but we have time now. Just to ourselves. I don't want to spoil it. What's on your mind? Well, how are you? How are you doing? How was your day? Oh, well, I guess I'm okay. All things considered, the AI kept me busy, so this little break certainly is nice. To be honest, I've been thinking a lot. I mean, more than usual. I know I asked you to help me try to understand what happened to me. And I still want to know. But I guess the more time I spend in here, the less it seems to matter. I realize that as much as I want to fill in those memories I don't have, well, I feel like the fact that I'm making new memories too. And I know that I have a job to do. I'm here to help you succeed, and to survive. But after we met last, I couldn't help but think, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's nice just to spend time like this. You know what? I agree. Good. I'm glad we agree on things. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I guess I am a little worried about how the current affairs are. You are? You mean about getting off the planet? We can talk about that, if you like. I mean, if it will help. What are you worried about the most? Surviving. Yeah, I can understand that. The one thing you have going for you is that AI seems pretty intent on making sure you succeed out there. Without certain systems or supplies, it would be difficult. I get that. But I guess that's what's important to remember is not to just think about your physical needs. I mean, mentally. Things are probably tough, but you can't give up, you know? Believe me, I know it's hard, and I definitely don't think I'm as strong as you. But I guess you just, well, you need something to live for, maybe. You know? Something to remember when things get tough. Do you have something like that? I think so, yeah. That's great. I'm sure it will help you when you're out there, doing whatever the AI needs you to do. Just keep that in mind when you get discouraged, you know? Is there anything else you want to talk about? Well, you tell me. Well, yeah, there is one thing. Listen, I'm sorry to ask this, but the AI told me about you finding William, you know, over in Colony B. I'm very sorry about everything. Thank you. I appreciate that. If we could, just for a moment, I need to ask you something. William, well, he was pretty special. And, it's just that hearing about his death it was pretty hard to take. We kept in touch when we could. I guess we kind of had an understanding. I found it easier to talk to him than some of the other colonists. It was hard to make friends, sometimes, and he was such a good listener. Kind of like you, I guess. But, you know, he had his wife back on Earth, remember? And so, well, I mean, I couldn't. We were just friends. I guess I just want to know what you found. I mean, the AI said he had been trying to send a message. Did he say anything? He definitely loved you. Oh, Cerulean. I'm sorry to make you tell me, but it means so much to hear that. Thank you. I felt that without that closure, I would be distracted, you know? I'd always be wondering about it. I think I knew deep down, but I'm glad to hear it from you. Okay, let's stay focused. There's no sense dwelling on things like this anymore. We're here now, and you're what's important. You know, these simulations, I mean, this is so beautiful, but haven't you noticed? It's not even cold. I guess when these programs were designed, they weren't made to be completely realistic. If you ended up cold or uncomfortable, why would you use it? Still, I feel that it's sort of part of, like, the package. They are the Northern Lights, after all, and it's meant to be quite cold out here. I do... One other thing I wanted to mention. The AI prepared this special simulation tonight, and, well, it's beautiful, of course. I guess I just wanted to know, you could have chosen anyone tonight, right? And, well, why me? Well, we like you a lot. I see. Thank you for saying so. I like spending time with you too. Well, Cerulean, I hate to admit it, but I guess I should let you go to sleep. There's still a long journey ahead of you. Thanks for coming to visit, and, well, thanks for talking to me about William. Until next time, I guess. Please be careful out there. I will. I hope so, and I'll do my best in here. Take care for now. That was a neat interaction. I kind of think it's a little awkward though. Oh, we got an achievement. You explained to her that William had a message for her, he loved her the entire time, or, you know, and that was his dying message, but... And then, you know, we come into the simulation, it's like, oh yeah, I like you the most out of all the other Hollow Sims. And it just kind of seems very, I don't know. I don't know, it's interesting. Kind of seems weird, but... Anyways. So, I believe that this episode will be just a little bit longer since we had that day off, and it would be just a little too short for my liking if we just ended it off there. Well, Cerulean, what did you think of that special simulation last night? It was great. That is wonderful to hear. I thought you could use a pick-me-up after the stress of last week. In any case, a week has already passed, and as the increasing storm activity has shown, our situation remains difficult. We still have a lot of work to do. Come see me in the core so we can get started once again. I think I mentioned earlier that it would be cool if Sam was an actual hologram. Like they could accompany us. Instead of just, you know, being this little tetrahedron, polygon, like person, guy in the corner. With the week already gone, we need to step things up a bit. The recent storm has me worried. The holograms have made some progress with the escape ship, but it just isn't ready yet. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to send you out again this week. There are some resources we need badly. We can access the medical wing of Colony B, which might let us get some necessary medical supplies. You can also head to Tower E of the comms relay, where we can try to send a distress signal deep into space. Another facility of the Agrodome is open. We need to head there to find a way to extend your food supply. And you can also reach the caves we're in now. It's imperative that we find more fuel for the ship if possible. As always, the choice is yours. You can plot a course to any of these locals from the shuttle bay. Alright, well, I'm going to make it easy for myself and go into the order that I went through before. So we get to see a lot of Winnie today. Back to the comms relay we go. I probably won't be doing any more playthroughs of this. I think this is just kind of like a one-time thing, or if anyone wants more or like want to see the other routes, then perhaps I can do that. But I wanted to share this game too because I think it has a beautiful story and it invokes a lot of emotions. But at the same time, I feel like this could also be a book, and well, a little exposure is always nice. It's something different. The signal tower normally handles all our deep space transmissions, but the rain must be affecting it, because I can't detect that it works any longer. If we can get the signal back in action, I thought we could try to use it differently, to send a distress beacon to those shipping lanes, I mean. If it gets picked up, perhaps we'll stand a better chance of hitching a ride when we finally get the escape ship off the ground. Head to the top of the tower and see if you can find out what's going on with the transmission equipment. So this game is very linear, it will make it easy for you. So it is definitely not the same as before. Something definitely is being affected. I'm reading unusual levels of dampness and corrosion there. You don't say. With this acid rain, it will do that. It's a worn old repair handbook for telecommunications equipment. Many pages have been torn out, and the book almost appears discarded. Have you ever repaired equipment such as the kind in this tower before? I don't see any reference in your records. Nope. I appreciate your honesty. I must admit, I almost wish you could have tried a bit harder though. In any case, we probably should focus on getting this tower's communications array functioning again. Honesty is the best policy. That's the right floor. You should be able to see 3 terminals in there as well as a 4th control station. Can you please check them out for me? You bet. I appreciate it. Of course, yeah. So this is the blue one. This relay appears to be completely shut off. It's likely it was powered down automatically due to failure or environmental breach, but it didn't reactivate. Perhaps there is a control panel that will help you activate it. And you? This relay is operating, but it's stuck in some kind of command loop. It won't transmit correctly until it's rebooted. You should be able to find a control station that will let you hard reset this relay. This relay is functioning, but it's not sending the signal that we want. It's transmitting its previous codes. If you can find its control station, you can feed it our new distress signal and hope that we're heard. Well, now we know what the issue is with these relays. Let's find each one's control station and get everything back on track. The music has definitely picked up. It's a little distracting. This transmission terminal isn't functioning. It looks like it's tied to those 3 panels on that floor. Alright, so this is not difficult at all. You just basically climb down the ladders, and so that's the exit, until you find the main terminals. What are these? It looks like a series of pages from that repair manual you found. They've been torn out and notes have been written all over. The notes are complex. They look like various calculations regarding signal strength, positioning, distance, and other factors. My guess is that someone was trying to figure out various ways of bouncing a signal from here for the best long-range results. Interesting. So here's a red one. We found the control panel for the red panel on the top floor. It needs a hard reset, and you can push the heavy-duty power switch off and on again to do this. Will you reset it? Yes. Alright. Climb down to the bottoms. Alright, well, how about this? You found the control panel for the green panel on the top floor. We just need to feed it our new distress beacon. It's up to you now. Are you going to swap out the signals and transmit the new beacon? Is that a question? Ah, another page. You found another one of those pages. The story on it appears to continue again. Here, I'll read it. Paula shut down for a while and closed off contact with the dark. It's not that she turned him off specifically, but rather tuned him out. For days she stewed over their conversation while going about her duties with the same mechanical precision as always. Was it right? Was she giving up? There she was, trapped in her little castle, until the bad weather forced her to abandon it and find a new one, always on the move, never meeting another soul. But she was struggling, wasn't she? She was trying. How could she be giving up? But Paula felt long and hard about the conversation again. Regardless of the doubt she felt, Paula knew she couldn't give in to the dark's chiding and goading. She knew help wasn't coming, but she just couldn't accept defeat. Not yet. That's where this batch of pages end. Ah, that's intense. Now, I missed it earlier. I missed the way down to, yeah, I missed this blue one by accident. You found the control panel for the blue panel on the top floor. You should see a clearly marked power switch there. Are you going to turn the relay back on? Yes. Okay, you've dealt with all those control panels. You can head back up to the top floor. Let's make sure the array is working correctly. I don't know what came over me. I just casually strolled on by. Well, that's okay. It doesn't take long to get back up to the tower. Oh. I picked up increased seismic activity over there. That tremor didn't seem too serious. Are you okay? I am all good. Okay, be careful as you ascend, please. Alright, as much as I would like to exit, I cannot. We must get this signal completed. The panels should all be functioning correctly now. You can activate the master terminal once you're ready. Alright, I want to check something here. I want to make sure that I scanned these pages. Yes, I did. I don't want to miss anything. Alright, everything looks good. I see those sine waves. It's working. Okay, let's just flip this to power cycle to the transmission tower and then you can come back. Are you going to flip the switch? Yes. Why would you ever say no? Oh no! Luckily we have plot armor. Cerulean! Are you still there? My readings are very faint. I registered a huge explosion. What happened? It blew up. Oh my, that is terrible. You're right. It looks like the entire tower was destroyed in the explosion. You are so lucky to still be alive. The blast you threw quite far away, but thankfully you're okay. I was really worried there. Activating those relays is what set off the tower. I wonder, was it rigged to do that? Or was that some kind of malfunction? As you make your way back, let's do two things. One, see if you can find anything salvageable in the debris that was thrown from the tower. And two, let's see if we can figure out why the tower exploded in the first place. Scan any parts you find and let's get some answers. Yeah, that was crazy. It's the most exciting thing that's ever happened. I mean, that's happened to us today. Anything here? Oh yeah, we're gonna see that animation a lot. That's one of the highly sophisticated system boards from the tower. Each one is like several powerful computers on a chip. But this one shows leaking transistors and all kinds of wear. If it was in this condition when we activated the tower switch, it could have backfired. Without seeing all the options, however, I can't determine if this was the cause. Please keep looking. Nah, let's just choose one way and stick with it. What about this thing? You found the tower's translation module. This will let us communicate regardless of language, even if the translations are a bit off sometimes. Now you just need to find 3 additional communication parts before you come back home. So much to do. I think this one is one of my favorite pieces aside from the aggro domes. The heat from the blast completely disfigured that hardware. You'll have to keep moving. Alright, that's that on that. There's a controller module that's barely kept together. If it was like this in the tower, it could have malfunctioned. If the controller routed signals incorrectly, I suppose that could have caused the explosion. Still, we don't really have all the answers. Hopefully you'll find more useful evidence. Evidence. Every time I think of evidence, I think of Ace Attorney. Evidence. Alright, what are you? We're lucky that this receiver is intact. It will help immensely with boosting the capabilities of the escape ship, so we aren't totally flying blind up there. Now you just need to find 2 additional communication parts before you can come back home. It just kind of baffles me that we survived an explosion and, you know, back to business. I'm not gonna pretend like, you know, we just almost died or anything. Whatever that component was, it was too heavily damaged in the explosion to be of any use to us. It's okay, we'll settle with the psychological whiplash another time. That's one of the switching mechanisms from the tower. Maybe it's because of the blast, but it doesn't appear to be seated correctly. If this switch was compromised in some way, it could have caused a spark or unwanted current, and thus, the explosion. Well, it looks like any number of elements could have malfunctioned in the tower. Do you have any thoughts on which component might have been the culprits? I actually haven't the slightest idea. Maybe it was the controller. Good point. If the controller was loose and the wrong signals were sent, all manner of systems could have failed at the same time. If we had more time, perhaps we could know for sure. Perhaps only Miss Laurier could help us determine the most likely scenario. But that is a mystery for another day. Right now, you should try to finish finding those salvageable parts so we can get you home. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so we're back here again. A giant circle. But thankfully we don't have to go through all that again. Let's go up here. Any parts? Good! You found the long-range radio booster from the tower. We're in luck. It's intact. So I can make use of the scan data to help us with the escape ship. You know, after the rift event separated the two colonies, the storms made sending radio signals very difficult. I think only Miss Laurier was skilled enough to find a way to cut through the interference. Even I couldn't do that. I suppose that sometimes human ingenuity is far more impressive than even the most advanced technology. Maybe. Sometimes I just wonder if I hadn't been here, would everything have turned out differently? Anyway, I should let you get on with your search. I shouldn't keep you out of the rain any longer than necessary. Now you just need to find one additional communication part before you can come back home. It's okay, Sam. You are good just the way you are. You did the best you can, and you're doing the best you can now, and I appreciate it. Let's go over here. I think I can get you back to the shuttle from here, but I really need you to salvage those parts in the tower first. Ah, yes, this is back where the shuttle is. So let's go find that last part. Let's retrace our steps and go back the way we came. It's the best way to do things, right? That's the loose controller. That is unusable. That's the transmit module. Anything over here? And then over here is back up by the shuttle. So yeah, let's just retrace our steps completely. Anything over here? Not that I can see. Alright, let's take that shortcut. Anything else? That's the faulty switch. Best communications part. Busted. Did I miss anything over here? It's quite possible that I might have missed something. But if it takes too long, then I'll just cut it out until I can find it. Alright everyone, so I found it. Apparently there was a little exit way that I completely bypassed, but yes, here is the last part. It looks like that deep space signal converter survived the explosion amongst that other rubble and wreckage. I'll be able to use this. Okay, you found all the parts we'll likely be able to salvage from that mess. We really have not had the best luck today. There isn't anything more you can do there. Head northeast and I'll guide you back to the shuttle. I think we're plenty lucky today. I mean, I'm not dead. I almost died. So in this area over here, you can go this way, and I just waltzed on by it, not even realizing it. And then we head back over here and north. And now we are at the shuttle. Just head over that ridge and you'll eventually end back up at the shuttle. Thank goodness the shuttle's alright. That would be a mess. Tower E looks to be completely destroyed. You are fortunate not to be harmed. I suppose we both are. Well, if there isn't anything more you can accomplish there, it'd be best if you return home. Please. Not sure how long this plot armor can last. And just, pretend that we didn't almost get blown to smithereens. It's totally fine. I mean, I'll definitely take that over discovering dead bodies all day. Alright, let's meet up with Winnie in the hollow chamber and call it an evening. Don't dawdle, come see me right away. Don't dawdle. Don't get sassy with me, Sam. I almost died. Alright, let's sync this information. Okay, all the data you collected today is synced and ready to be worked on. You did well out there. Since you went to the comms relay, you'll be able to visit Miss Lawyer in the holosim chamber tonight. You can retire to your quarters when you're ready. I'll call for you when the holosim chamber is available. Alrighty. Let's go and do it. We know the drill. Alright, let's head to sleep. It's time, Cerulean. The holosim chamber is ready for you now. Just head in when you're ready. Have a good evening. I will do it. I'll have the best evening you've ever heard. Alright, we're seeing a lot of Winnie today, so that's nice. I wonder what we'll talk about today. Oh, you came back. I'm glad. Sorry about that. I was just preoccupied with something and almost didn't notice you come in. I see. That's okay. Yeah, but don't worry. I have time to talk, of course. The AI just has me focusing on running tests and simulations for your ship. I like the cowl lick on her hair. It's very cute. You know, I was actually thinking a bit more about what we spoke about last week. About when we all first came here and how difficult it was. And I just realized I spent all that time talking about myself. I didn't even ask you about it. So, what was it like for you when we all arrived here 16 years ago? It was pretty terrifying. Really? I honestly didn't think you'd say that. I mean, considering everything you're going through right now. Well, comparing it, maybe not. I guess I asked because, well, people were always hiding their feelings, you know? Everyone wanted to act like they had everything under control. But the head psychologist, Miss Bocard, you know, she was there for a reason. It wasn't easy for everyone, even when things were running smoothly. I don't remember everything, obviously, but when the Riff event hit, that pushed a lot of people over the edge. I think that was the first time I saw the others. Well, I mean, for once I wasn't the only one having a hard time with it all. It makes me wonder if I was better equipped to deal with what happened, you know? Because I was kinda off on my own anyway. Until you came out, what happened to me? I guess I can't be sure. Why don't you tell me more? I appreciate that, but I think I've gone on about this enough. Just talking to you, it's really helping me out. Thank you. So, here we are, moving on to another topic. There was one thing I wanted to ask you about. Can you guess what it is? Is it the comms tower? The comms tower? Oh, you mean Tower E? Well, that wasn't what I was thinking about, but sure, we can talk about that. That tower is much less habitable than the other one. It's like the space between the two walls, crammed with equipment and wiring, all necessary stuff, but pretty ugly. Wait, you look like I'm saying something stupid. Am I saying something stupid? What's going on with the tower? It blew up. Oh, what? Oh, I see. Something triggered some kind of explosion. Wow, that's really unfortunate. What could possibly have done that? What a terrible turn of events. Without that specialized array, you won't be able to get a distress signal far enough for Hudson Cartier back home to pick it up. The other equipment wasn't built for that. The quakes must have really destabilized it. You must have been through quite some way. That would explain why your suit looks even more dinged up. Well, I'm happy to see you weren't injured. But I do wonder now, without that tower, how would you get a signal out? Any ideas? I guess that's why I'm here, to solve problems. Let me think. Well, since you're here, what else do you think might be interesting to discuss? Well, my scarf. Again with that scarf. Well, that wasn't exactly what I was getting at, but alright, let's talk about your scarf. I don't think I've ever seen any other colonists wearing something like that. I mean, before. Where did you get it? Well, I made it. Really? I didn't take you for the kind of person who could crochet a scarf. I hope that's not too presumptuous. Anyway, I can see how it'd be useful out there. You could, wipe up condensation off your helmet. Patch up your suit with it, if you had to. Stuff like that. You know what? That gives me an idea. You know about the comms tower? The array in that thing really was your best chance of sending a signal. But kind of like your scarf, maybe there's a simpler way to do what we need. Something that uses older tech that I can patch together. Well, since you're here, what else do you think might be interesting to discuss? Well, since you asked so kindly. Oh, well, this is a surprise. So, you did find more of my story. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. It really does seem like I was having a hard time with things, doesn't it? But what's that one line? Paula knew she couldn't give in to the dark's chiding and goading? I guess that's good, right? The dark was right. She hated to admit it. This story seems so helpless. She didn't know whether the dark's criticisms held any merit. The time is running out. It sounds like she had difficulty coming to a decision. It's so strange to read words that you supposedly wrote, but have no memory of writing. It doesn't even feel like me anymore. The other me was dealing with her situation, obviously, but I guess I'm dealing with something entirely different. In a way, we're different now. This is difficult, but thank you for bringing these pages to me. In a way, they're helping me understand what I am a bit better. The problem is that Tower E was our best signal, but maybe we don't need our best. If there's another transponder or booster, we can at least get something into space. If you can't use the powerful antennas that were in Tower E, maybe we can patch up a strong signal together by starting with some weaker ones. Like I said before, there are redundant systems throughout the towers. If another part of the comms relay is accessible, there's still a chance you can find something. I'll give the AI some specific things to look for that way. It can guide you, and hopefully you'll find some equipment we can patch together. Thanks so much. You're the best. You're welcome. I really do cherish these visits, you know. I mean, a hologram or not, I feel better knowing I can help, but also just that we could get to talk. Well, it seems like our time is up again. The AI probably needs its cycles to keep Colony A functioning, and to keep you safe. You know, until you manage to leave. I'm glad we had this spirited discussion, and I'm sorry to hear about the tower. Until next time, I better keep working. However, if you find the next part of that story, please scan it so I can see. I know it's a lot to ask, but it would really help. Goodbye for now. It was definitely nice talking again. It's always Interesting. Always giving us food for thought. Alright, well that's that on today's episode. So in the next one, we're gonna go meet with Jean, Jacob Ivor Smith, in the caves. So maybe we can learn more about what happened to him since he was unable to say those two minors. But anyways, thank you for watching and see you later.